All right. Greetings. How you doing, brother?
I'm great.
That's good.
I'm great.
Thank you for coming on Hard Black Upper Chest. I say it like that because when Ken came over here, he said, say it with your chest. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I ain't got too much to it.
So, tell everybody your name and where you're from.
All right. My name is Corta. That's C-O-R-T-A. Make sure you get it right and pronounce it right. And I'm from Selma, Alabama.
Nice. Selma, Alabama.
Country.
Tell us about the country.
It is true what they say. We have a lot of dirt roads. We have clay dirt. We do eat it. We eat what we kill. Yeah. Everything is a stew. Country back roads. We go outside with no shoes and socks on. We run up and down the street. There's a lot of street football, and sometimes we play tackle in the street.
Right on.
Oh yeah, we get down. Yes, I have played a couple of those. It's very laid back. Where I'm from, some of the places could be dangerous due to gang activities, a lot of gangs. But yeah, it's the country.
Right on.
What you hear is true.
Okay.
Watch the movie Selma, and everything that's in the movie Selma is still there today.
See, I was literally just about to ask you that.
Yeah, they barely spent money on building anything. That stuff you see in the movie is there still today.
Wow.
Yep.
So is that like how do people feel about that? Is that history or is that non-progress?
A little bit of both. Some of it is history due to the people, from the civil rights movement who actually stepped foot in certain places, touched certain things. They don't want to, remodel anything when it comes to that. But some of the places there could, use some work to be. I was just there a couple weeks ago, and I was just amazed at how nothing, really changed since I moved away over 10 years ago. So it's the way I left is the way it still is today.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of leaving, what was that process like? Because you're here in Dallas now, right? Well, not.
I'm in Texas.
I'm in Texas.
All right. From Alabama to Texas, basically from country to country. Y'all just got more horses, and that's it. The food we're not gonna talk about. But at first I didn't want to leave because I didn't want to leave somebody behind. But it took me a while. When I did get here to Texas, I wanted to move back to where I came from because of a certain person. But as I thought about it, I stayed, and I just been I'm not gonna say I'm successful, but I have an up and down successful life.
Right on.
Let's put it like that.
Yeah. Success is self-defined. So I always listen to people when they say where their level of success is. So I respect what you said. But I also want to add that yes, you are successful, sir. Yes, you are.
I want to say I am successful, but it's an up and down success.
It's an up and down thing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Did you start your entrepreneurship, your acting, your set decorating, your design? Did you start that in Selma, or did you start that here in Texas?
I always had an eye for entertainment. I love to entertain people, so I always did theater things in Alabama. I have did a lot of writing back in Alabama, but I could never get nothing off off paper to in front of an audience. It was hard because people really didn't support that there. But with me and my cousins and my brothers, we did do a lot of family, I can't say stage plays, but we did a lot of family stage plays where we just turned the whole living room to a theater. We had the couches where our family sat down at, and we're getting in front of them and just put on a whole production. The very first thing I had did, and I'm gonna say now I'm the originator of it, but I did the black version of the Nutcracker.
Okay.
And we called it Hip Hop Nutcracker.
Nice.
Now they got the Chocolate Nutcracker, I think that's the name of it, and it's an all black cast. But I feel like how the first did it, even though it's not on paper, cause back then I didn't know how to use, the little camera you click.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to use one of those, but we have done a lot of productions, not for just the family, but also for our neighborhood that we lived in. And I wrote those, directed those, produced those with no money. We just said, hey, let's go have fun. So instead of me being just a normal kid who went outside and played, you know, kickball and baseball and stuff, I did do those things, but I was the one who always came up with something creative. So, yeah.
Man, nice. And creative juice flowing.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, what happened when you came to Texas? How did it change for
you? First, I had to read the room. I had to know where I fit in. I went to a couple of stage plays here in Dallas, and that's how I met two writers first. One was Miss Jeanette Greenwood, which she took me quickly under her wing. She didn't know me, I didn't know her. But when I went on Facebook and typed in, you know, playwrights in Dallas, she came up, and then Snoop came up. And that's how I met Snoop. I met Snoop at a talent show competition. And, you know, followed him for a minute, and then got my, I went out there and did a couple of things in photography, which I don't do photography no more. And, you know, trying to see, you know, what works here, what type of stories that people in Dallas like, before I, you know, went out and said, okay, now it's my turn. I had to read the room.
Yes.
It took me a couple of years. I did my first production, which was a film production in 2014. And every time we try to produce this series titled And This Is My Story, every time we tried to produce it, we always had hiccups. Money was stolen from us. Footage was never given to us. We did a lot of work. I think we had the same cast for like 2 or 3 years, and then people started dropping off because they thought I was just bullshitting them. So, but a lot of people still stayed on with me. I'm like, hey, you know, I'm still new to this area, so I don't know. I know what I'm doing, but I don't know, you know, people was gonna play me like they did.
Yes.
And I wasn't the only writer on that. Me and her both, which is also my best friend. I call my sister. Her name is Sheree. We both would try to get this off the ground. That didn't really blossom until probably 3.5 years ago, when we finally got, mind you, 2014 is when we started. We just got this on YouTube, 6 episodes, 6 full-length episodes at that, in 2020, I want to say. Wow. So 6 years to get my first written production in Texas up on the screen. But But I did my first stage play. Oh, I cannot remember the year, but it was before 2020, which I'm now 6 stage plays in now.
Nice.
But yeah, I had to, you know, like I said, read the room first so I can know what people like. And my way, I love storytelling. Mm-hmm. And one thing a lot of people don't know is if you watch a film of mine or a stage play, there's a little bit of me in all of it. What I mean by that is, instead of me journaling, you know, my problems and stresses or whatever like that, I put them within my stories. Mm-hmm. That's my way of letting. So why let a good story go to waste?
Right.
So that's what I do. I go in and make it elaborate, but I still make it true. That's why a lot of people gravitate towards my shows, because they're so real. And now you know why they're so real.
That's dope. I know in the industry, a lot of times people will see somebody working, mm-hmm. and they'll see their success, mm-hmm. and they'll see the things that they have accomplished, and they'll say, "Oh, that came easy to you. Oh, that was. Oh, I could do that. Blah 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 blah." But you've been doing this for a long time. You've been putting in a lot of work.
Yeah.
Since you were young.
Yeah.
Since you were a kid. Talk about cultivating your skills and what that took, because you're self-taught.
I am self-taught. I didn't go to school for theater. I took theater classes because, you know, it was an elective that we had to take in middle and high school. But again, I think I just have this creative thing. My whole entire family is creative in some kind of way. I just took on the entertainment side as far as writing for TV, film, stage plays, stuff like that. I challenge myself. Every day is a challenge for me. So every script I write, I always try to outdo myself. I'm on that competition with myself, not other people, because the thing about it is everybody can do what I do. It's just how much work are you willing to put into it. So with me putting as much time that I put into my work, from writing to building a budget, producing, building these things, whatever, to make sure that the show, because I always say the show must go on.
Yes.
Did I ever cancel a show? Yes. But out of everything I have done, I only canceled one thing. I wouldn't even say cancel, postpone. But just, as always, the way I grow, it's just challenging myself. What can I do better? Reading the audience, what do they like? If they like a certain character, I will build off that character. Like a certain storyline, I will build off that storyline, just twist them around in so many ways.
Yeah.
It's just more so I just, again, challenge myself.
Wow. That's dope. People need to hear that, because a lot of times people, they don't validate themselves. They say, oh, I don't have education for this, I don't have that for this, so, I can't do it.
Right.
They leave it up to somebody else. So I'm always interested and always inspired by self-starters. I was a fan of yours the first time I mentioned that, because I never knew a black man who had his own seasoning. I was like, no! Like, you hear about it, right? Of course you get stories about, I never knew a person like that I could say, like, I know this dude, right? And I was like, man, this guy has his own seasoning. Like, that's dope.
Yeah.
Corta, how many businesses do you have, man?
One.
One.
I have one business.
Tell me about it.
It's I Am Corta.
I Am Corta.
I Am Corta. I have my own business.
My God.
And everything just falls under that.
Yes.
Yep.
Man, that is dope. In creating I Am Corta, in working in this industry that is heavily misogynistic, and not only that, not only male dominated, but as far as the storylines, as far as the content goes, things are very heavily street. They're very heavily, macho per se. So with you really being a real live storyteller, coming with a stage background, right? And writing the type of stories that you do and doing the type of work that you do, what are the challenges that you face in this industry?
The only challenge that I think I face is one, being respected. And that's a lot of things fall under that, because I think that one way of respecting somebody is showing true support, genuine support. Because it could be disrespectful to say, oh, I flew with this person, but yet you have not came to any of my shows. So you disrespected me right there. You're not being a true friend or a true associate. You just want to say, oh yeah, I know Corta, because one day I'm going to be there.
Yes.
And when I get there, I'm going to remember who was really there for me. So you can say all you want, oh yeah, I flew with him, this. But like I said, you've never been to any of my shows. I feel like I'm somewhat kind of a different type of writer.
Yes.
Because I write about everything. I don't have a limit. I feel like, people need to see the true side of things. I would write a film about a kid getting killed. I would do that because it do happen.
Yes.
I feel like people need to see the hard truth. Some people need to hear conversation that people, not just people, the black families are afraid to have in their household.
Yes.
Those are the type of stories I have. It may sound very PBS, but think about PBS. If PBS and HBO merged together, you would get my type of stories.
Yes.
That's me. I give you the real, very raw, whether it's on film or on stage. And yes, I'm very raw and cutthroat on stage. I have sex on stage, implied. I've had people strip all the way down to bra, panty, and underwear. I have had threesomes on stage. I had women kissing women. I never had men kissing men yet, because in the DFW, it is so hard to find guys to do things. And I'm the type of person who won't hire a straight male or female to play a gay or lesbian role. I will go out and get the most authentic indie actor there is to play these roles because you want it to be real. I feel like a straight person cannot play gay. I feel like a straight woman cannot play lesbian. But the reason why they gravitate that because for one, they have a name. Two, it look better in the eyes for two women to be on TV or on stage kissing, but if two guys do it, the whole world just ended. Well, let me rephrase that. The whole entire black community just ended.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So with me, I'm not afraid to tell those stories because we need to talk about it. I'm just a different writer. People do not scare me though. People cannot stop me from doing what I know how to do.
Right.
Okay. Do I feel discouraged sometimes? Hell yeah, I do. But that's why you have, a good support system who bring you right back up and say, look, you know you're good at what you do. Why you letting people do you like that? And I think about what they say, but everybody's entitled to have a moment.
Right.
Just don't walk away from what you know you're good at.
Yes.
And that's just how I continue going. I have lost so many, so much sleep. I have pushed my family to the side. I have pushed friends to the side for me to be able to be successful in what I do. Do I regret it? Sacrifices. But I take next level sacrifices. Like my sacrifices are so crazy to where I will empty out all my bank accounts and credit cards to get what I need and then worry about the problem later. As long as I sit here and do what I know I want to do, I'm going to do it. Because if you sit too long and wait for somebody else to do it, you'll be waiting forever.
Man.
You're going to be waiting like the postman coming every day hoping they put a check in the mailbox. You won't get a check in the mailbox every day, so don't sit and wait for somebody every day. You got to get your ass up and go do it.
Facts.
And that's all I got to say.
You touched on something there as you were speaking. The LGBTQ, I believe it's a plus now, and an A.
It's more.
It's more.
Plus, that plus was like 20 more things, but go ahead.
Okay, right on.
It's a lot. Don't ask me what they all are, because I don't know.
It's a lot, right? So, but in sharing those stories that you do, I know one of the challenges that you said was finding people to actually play those parts and things like that. Is getting those stories out there difficult also?
It's not.
Okay.
I feel like with me being in this industry and being as open as I am, a lot of people respect the stories that I put out there. So I did an entire series on the LGBT. It's a whole LGBT series I did. It's called Out in the South. Yes. And it's based on all true events that happen here in the South, not just Dallas, but in the South period. So it's a lot of Alabama things, a lot of Dallas things, because those are all the two places I know. Right. And some research, of course, and talking to other people, and I just created a whole storyline of the things that the LGBTQIA plus people go through. Yeah. And it got a very, very good response. Even to this day, people are still asking for season 2. The thing about it is, the way I've written season 2, it is so big to where I feel like what I'm able to afford is not going to be enough to get season 2 because it is so big and a lot more powerful than what you all saw in season 1. What you can watch on YouTube on the I Am Corta Entertainment. Just go to I Am Corta Entertainment, you see all my stuff. Nice. So it's easy for me to get the stories out because it has to be authentic. Yes. One thing I hate is when people write stories on LGBTQIA plus and not get it right. And it's all heavily casted with straight people. Straight people, right. And the thing about it is people love to say, oh yeah, I love the gay guys. Oh, I love the lesbian women. But yet, as soon as they come on TV or a movie, there's a lot of backlash. So you can't love it, but then not want to see it. Yeah. Like, you off balance somewhere. You ain't making sense. But yeah, it's easy to tell those stories. But you have to know how to tell them without having to shove it down people's throat. You have to tell it in a way to where it's not heavily sexualized because gay people and lesbian women are not sexual creatures. Do they have sex? Yeah, straight people have sex too. But it just, they like one thing, straight people like another thing. But it's sex. But I don't over sexualize. I just tell the way I've written out in the South is from what really goes on in the community. Yes, there's a lot of killings, there's a lot of drug use, there's a lot of, you know, hookup sex. There's a lot of gay bashing. There's a lot of protests that a lot of people don't know that the gay community go and do every day. Yes. But they only show Black Lives Matter protests. They show the riot on the Capitol, but they don't show where the gay people go out there and fight for rights also, because it's not important to a certain community of people.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a lot that the community go through. It just, people love it, but they want to love it underground, and I feel like people are not underground. So yeah, you're on the underground when you die, and the gay people are not dead. So
I feel you, fam.
Yeah, that's that.
That's real.
Gay people, no matter if it's a gay man, lesbian woman, transgender, you know, trans woman, trans man, bisexual, whatever, those are the biggest supporters. They support and fight for everything. Everything. But yet, you still want to come. You still don't want them around.
Okay.
How is it that a gay person on TV can influence your child, but yet you see the stuff on TV like robbing, drug selling, raping, setting up people to kill them, all that kind of, how is that not influencing your child? But don't we got a lot of people in jail now for doing those things?
Yes.
But ain't nobody in jail for being gay. Ain't nobody in jail for being a lesbian.
Speak on it, man.
So it don't make sense to me. You can't love your child, and then if they grow to be, you know, gay or something, now you hate your child. That's still your child. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, the world is off. Somebody got, the world is backwards?
The world is backwards.
What's his name?
This is
I cannot remember. Nick. He got the world is backwards, and the world is very backwards.
D.L. Roy. Yeah.
But let me go a little deeper with the world is backwards.
Yes.
I feel like the black community is backwards.
Man, I'm glad you're speaking on it.
And I hate to say it, and I know this is gonna come back, but I'm not gonna say everybody in the black community, but there's a lot of people in the black community who are uneducated and don't want to be educated. They just want to continue to think what they're talking about is the right way.
Yes.
They're over the woke people, go to sleep and then wake up.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's okay to be woke.
It is.
But you gotta fall asleep to wake up.
I wanted to know about what else you do other than writing. So I know you do set design, and I know you do directing.
So besides just writing, yes, I do set design, I direct, I produce, I did a little bit of acting. Yes, he said it earlier, I do have my own line of seasoning.
And press.
I do t-shirts. Well, not just t-shirts, but I press a lot of things.
Yes. You are a mogul.
Yeah.
You are a mogul.
I'm a 100-air mogul.
Yes.
Not a mogul.
I love it. Because the definition of mogul is an important person in an industry. It has nothing to do with the money. I love what you just said. And yes, you are, my friend. You are definitely a mogul out here.
Yeah.
Making waves, you know what I'm saying? Setting trends, doing things. Do you have any projects coming up? Anything people can look forward to? You know they want to know.
I do. In 2023, I'm doing the revamped version of Me and They Supposed to Cry, March 26, 2023, and I cannot wait for everybody to see that show because it's a very, very powerful show, and there's no build up. It starts straight out the box, and it will not let you go into the end. So,
Man.
So yeah, Me and They Supposed to Cry with a question mark on it.
With a question mark. for those who are headed to go check out, or who wanna, who missed the first Men Ain't Supposed to Cry, what is it? What can they expect from this play?
Conversations. It's gonna spark up some conversations that people want to continue to have when they leave the show. The show is written from the black man point of view. A lot of shows is not written from his point of view. From this type of storyline, which I cannot give that storyline because they didn't give away the show. But just know there will be some laughter, there will be some tears, some drama, of course, and it's a family. It's a family-based show.
Yes.
But due to the nature, because I am gonna rate it, rated M, rated R, due to content and language. I feel like this show is great for every man to come see. It's just that deep and powerful. I know some people out there probably gonna say, how can this 33-year-old young guy, tell us about older people or whatever like that? It's called research. It's called experience. It's called listen to other people. I'm an old soul. People will tell you, if you ever sit around and hear me talk, I may say some things like, what in the hell did he just say? It's just I grew up around a lot of older people. So a lot of my friends are older than me. So that's how I'm able to tell not just this story, but a lot of my stories. So you're gonna walk away with an open mind and a different mindset. On what a man really go through. So yeah.
That's real, man. That's real.
Oh yeah.
I like that. Speaking of opening our mindsets and really acknowledging the different things that men go through, man, how can we as men better communicate with each other, better serve each other, better, love on each other? Like, how do we start to connect, bro?
What they call it? Breaking those generational curses, I think is what they call it. Stop listening to, well, I'm not gonna say stop listening to the older people, but you can listen to those older people, but you also need to have your own thought process, because continue to listen to them will have you in the same spot that you're at now. It will keep you in the same struggles that you're in now. Because older people, older black people are stuck in the past.
Man.
And they are not evolving when the world evolves.
Yes.
I feel like more black men should embrace other black men, just like the women do. That's why a lot of, y'all gonna hate I'm gonna say this, but that's why a lot of women are more successful than men.
Okay.
And I feel like that's why a lot of black men are afraid of the black woman. Because they are out here progressing and growing, and us black men are still here fighting each other. That's why you don't see a lot of black men in the forefront of the Black Lives Matter protests. It's more women than it is men. That's why it's more men in jail than women, because we are stuck with these stereotypes that we grew up on. I feel like more men should, I love you, brother. I feel like more men should say, acknowledge the other black man with us in the room. We gotta learn how to put our egos to the side sometimes. Egos can get you in trouble. Egos can get you in a whole bunch of trouble to where you only can be mad at yourself because you did it. You did it. We should normalize a lot of black men able to come together and be powerful. If you want to be a king, you gotta think like a king. You gotta move like a king. You can't call yourself a king and move it around like a bitch.
Okay.
So if you want to be a queen, welcome to the LGBT. That's all I can say. I'm just being truthful.
No, I love that.
I'm not speaking on all black men, just some. I feel like us black men would be able to control the narrative a lot more if we open our minds to what's really going on. We get mad when we get pulled over. And when we get pulled over, when that cop comes to the car and says, show me your license and registration, we always want to go back and forth because, again, this is a male cop. So at that point, put your ego to the side, get us me a license and registration so you can be on by your way. All this back and forth banter with the law, listen, we already got a target on our back. We have to control that narrative. If they ask for it, give it to them.
Yes.
Because they cameras go record. And go get you a camera. You can put a camera in your car. You could buy one. Walmart got them for $5. Put
that part.
So I mean, they may show their footage, but kind of court with your footage. Surprise them. Put a twist in the story. I feel like it's okay. I'm not gonna say I feel like. I know it's okay to compliment a black man, or not just a black man. Man, period.
Yes.
I feel like it's okay to tell that guy, you know, if he's well dressed or well groomed, or you know, you are successful, because again, we can be jealous. Men are more jealous than women.
Yes.
I'm sorry to say it. Men are more jealous than women.
Speak on it.
We just have to encourage each other. Women do it all the time. That's why you see a whole bunch of, like the Essence Festival, they have many women empowerment conventions.
Yes.
I mean, not conventions, seminars at the Essence Festival. They have women empowerment groups. They have women this. There are some man groups, but you don't really hear about them because they only do it for themselves and not try to do it to better the next black man.
Really?
I don't even hear about the Steve Harvey thing anymore. What happened to that?
What happened to that? That's real.
I mean, I get it. They say the pandemic, but hell, I wasn't hearing it before the pandemic came. So it's like, and I'm gonna propose this question to y'all, and y'all can put it down in the comments wherever you're watching this at. What can you do as a black man to better the black male community? Not the whole black community, just the men, period, in the black community. What can we do to better each other and better ourselves? Because I don't know all the answers, but I know based on my experience, for what I see. I may not be Inyama, I may not be Oprah, I may not be TD Jakes, I may not be Tyler Perry, but I know how I want to be treated and respected. You know how you want to be treated and respected, but how are you going to gain that from the next person? Because you can't block it. If a guy come up to you today and say, damn man, I like that outfit. Don't jump to, nigga, you must be gay. You can't jump to that. Why? If the outfit nice, you got it because it was nice.
Right.
Like, come on now. But yeah, that's my own network conversation. So
man, I love that. That's real.
so, yeah.
I think that is a wonderful starting place. You know, if we start the way we communicate with each other, the way we talk to each other, start by complimenting each other, really appreciating each other's work, like you said, not being jealous of each other. You know, really uplifting each other. Just take an example that women have set. You know, because women do have a womanhood. They really do have that. They really
Sisterhood. They call it sisterhood.
Yeah, sisterhood. That's what they call it. You know what I'm saying? They really have that. You know, we don't have brotherhood. That's true.
We do have brotherhood, but like we were speaking off camera, we only have brotherhood and fraternity.
Do you feel like you're making Black history right now?
Within my family, yes. Within my peers, yes. Nationwide, open publicly, I'm in a process.
Nice.
And I said it to say this right here. I'm trying not to be like the last person. I'm trying to be me, my own person, but still making noise in a different way. Because if you really look at Black history, all the people that are labeled as part of the Black history moments and movements, however you want to classify, they all have done something different. Mm-hmm. George Floyd made history for the wrong reasons.
Facts.
But he made history because it's a shame that it took what he went through to get a certain law passed, which should have already been here a long time ago. So again, everybody in Black history have done something different and unique to be known as who they are today.
Thanks.
So I mean, I'm trying to get to that point. In the process of it, but within my family, I'm making history in my family because my family see me as, they don't see me as a celebrity, but they see me as a celebrity in making.
That's what's up.
So yeah.
Nice. Corta, tell us one thing that you would like the audience and the people that's looking at this to know, to take with them, something that you really would like to leave on everybody that you come in contact with. An impression. Is there anything you would like to say to the people?
Shoot, enjoy what you do. If you don't enjoy it, then that's not the thing you should be doing, because I feel like you have to be happy and in a good place to go where you want to go, not where you need to go, because people get that confused. You don't need to be nowhere, that's where you want to go. So if you want to go there, do everything you need to get to that point. And like I said earlier, I tell people all the time, you don't have just one job. If you want to, dabble a little bit in acting, go out there and try to see is it for you. If you want to try writing, go out there and try to see is it for you. But always have somebody you can talk to that won't mind giving you the information. I tell all my friends all the time, or people in the industry, I don't mind giving information. If you want to come and know how to build a wall, I will walk you through this. I will take you to the store and buy all. Now, I won't buy, but I would, point out what you need to get. And I will go over there and show you how to build a wall. Yes. I did a free urban theater masterclass. It was a 2-day. 6-hour masterclass. One day with 3 hours. The second day with 3 hours. It was all virtual. I had brought in 5 other teachers who are important in this industry to teach certain aspects of how to put on a stage production, from the budgeting, the writing, the marketing, promoting, set building, lighting, sound. I did it for free. Yeah. And we had a lot of people to show up for that. So I'm just a giving person because it was given to me. I'm doing good where I'm at, and I feel like I want to help the next person. So yeah, just enjoy what you do. You are gonna have some up and downs. That's going to be there. If you ain't got ups and downs, then what you're doing is not right. So, have those moments. Just don't sit in them. If you feel depressed, get out of it. One thing I want to tell the Black community: please talk to a real therapist and stop taking your ass to church. Okay? Because them preachers, they got issues too. Because they doing things with, amen. Yeah, so they need to talk to somebody. So keep on going to that pastor, and you wonder why you and that pastor following the same footsteps, because that ain't helping you, they're making you worse. So go get a licensed person. Even though pastors got degrees, some pastors got household degrees, but that's a whole different conversation. But yeah, Black community, men and women, especially my men, go out there and talk to people. Because I do. I have a therapist, and I'm kind of behind on my sessions, but hey, I know how to pick up my phone and call. So that's what I want to leave y'all with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Brother, you are such a beautiful spirit. We do this because we want people to get to know the person, outside of the entertainer, you know, outside of the stranger. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all strangers to each other until we get to know each other. And so with you being an important person in the industry and with you being somebody who is making a way for people and really trendsetting and setting paths up for people to follow, I think it's important that people know who you are and they know that they can, you know, they know that you're reliable, man. Character is something that we know we can rely on. And you're a person with character. And you have good character.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most definitely, y'all. Thank you for coming on Hard Black Upper Chest. You know, is there...
Thanks for having me.